Hey kids, Singleton here, and I know we're all a little brought down by the SJW Marvel virus. However, there are good books out there if you look for them, and we are looking for them. So every week, sometimes twice a week, we're going to take a look at some independent comic books and see if there's anything out there that we can replace the bad with the good. So kick back and enjoy the video. Hopefully we find something for you to take a look at that you might enjoy. The 2-star books are merely bad. There might be some saving grace that keeps them from being truly horrible. Poor writing derails this book. Bill and Ted Save the Universe #1. And like I say, I've got a full review, and like I say in that, it's just bad pun after bad pun for the humor, and it suffers from the dead franchises being dragged into Space Curse. There's not much to like in the book. The likenesses are as much as they're wearing the same clothes and they've got the same hairstyles. Not even Rufus looks like George Carlin. So overall, they try to hit all the beats and they try to include all the characters that were from the movie. And what it ends up feeling is it's just a big pandering mess that you can actually just hear the gong at the end of the story. It's just not a good book at all. I wish it was better though. I really do. Call of Duty Zombies #5. Now we're put right into the middle of a story here, and it looks like it's some sort of road trip, but it's weird because it also seems like everybody here that's traveling together is meeting for the first time. I have no idea what came before this. I just have to go by what I'm seeing. And it seems like it's a whole bunch of characters that want to be the tough guy. I mean, they're literally written as if they're all the same character, and it is kind of confusing as to who's playing what role. The action is basically all there is. The art is okay. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Overall, I just got a sense of somebody started slapping things together that they thought would be cool, and in the end it's such a potpourri that nothing ends up being cool. Killbox Chicago #1, and let me tell you, stuff happens in this book. There are things that happen. There's pictures on the page, and there's drawings that look like people, and those people are doing things. It's one of those books that starts off and it introduces characters with like a few panels, but they're doing something, you don't really get to know them, and it does this so long that you get disinterested, or at least I do. And then it tries to be vague to tell that there's something about to happen, but nothing ever actually happens in the book. So apparently there's some guys doing a game of some sorts. One guy, I guess it's going to be a murder game, because at the end somebody kills someone. Overall, it's just a confusing mess. And the art is okay. I like this color, non-colored look to it. It's interesting enough to look at, but so far the story is just fallen. Not good enough, guys. Hopefully the next issue will be better. The 3-star books. Now these are the ones that are average. They didn't elicit a response from us, good or bad. Red Sonja #6. This is obviously the last chapter of the story. Now I read the first issue and I read this one. So I didn't read the entire thing. They're facing off against Goth. I recognize the name. I think he was a villain in an X-Men story once a long time ago, back in the 80s. And it was really cool. And in all honesty, it takes just a little bit to get into the story here to figure out what's going on. But once you get the gist down, Big Bad Meanie has a big old dragon and he's terrorizing a carnival. Okay, it becomes an action film. A very simple one. These are the good guys, that's the bad guys, let's fight, go. And it becomes easier to handle. There's not a lot of subtext to it. There's not a lot of text to it either. It's, it's a fight. And so it's entertaining without actually being good. If that makes any sense whatsoever, there you go. Entertaining, but not really good. Skull Island, The Birth of Kong in #2. And if you are a fan of the movie, you're going to like this one because it's very similar. I mean, it's almost like beat for beat. Now, I didn't read the first issue, so I don't know if they arrived on the island and got knocked around by King Kong or what. It's a continuation. It's a new set of army guys going to the island. It's later, after the World War II guy was found and all that. And the thing is this is one of only 2 scenes where we're getting the great apes fighting, and it's just like a one-page, hey, they did this thing to it. It really is a lot of text, and it's a lot of exposition, a lot of tell, don't show. So the book kind of falls flat on that front. However, if you're into this universe, it's going to be more interesting to you and keep your attention a little bit more. The Courier, number 3, obviously some monsters came. It's like a dystopian future where humanity is trying to survive. And I wanted to read this because of the cover. I thought, oh wow, that looks good. It's going to be something serious, very atmospheric. And from the first pages, I thought, oh great, yeah, it is gonna be an atmospheric kind of horror style novel, comic book, excuse me. But then right away it cuts to present time where she's older and tied to a tree, and it could be played like an 80s action film, like a really bad 80s action film. I mean, the guy's wearing a headband. Look in the bottom panel there. And the thing is once the action starts, it doesn't stop. There is no time for story in this book. It is just action, action, action. Which isn't bad. I'm not saying it's a bad book. It just isn't what I expected. In the end, it kind of averages itself out. The 4-star books. Now we're getting to the good stuff. The stuff we can actually recommend. Archie number 21. Good book. Let's get that out of the way right now. It is an anthology book. So it's not just following the story of who went over the cliff or anything like that, and you have to wade through a whole bunch of stories of other characters around Riverdale. And frankly, the one that I like the best is Jughead as a waiter. It just appealed to me. I like the comedy in it. It was a funny book. And the one that appealed least is one between Moose and Doyle, the inventor kid. There was a cute story with Veronica trying to convince her father to get her a car. So overall it was a good book. When you get down to the meat and potatoes, the who actually is in danger, whose life is in danger, they play the pronoun game a lot, and it's trying to be smoke and mirrors, and in the end it's, oh okay, that's the person not on screen, so that's the person they're talking about. But overall, it is a good book. Invincible number 137. Now this is a bit of an odd duck for me because I think I've read 1, maybe 2 issues of Invincible before, and I didn't really know the story. So it was kind of cool to watch this play out. And I didn't know what was going on, but I liked the characters as I was reading it. So this is something I would definitely want to check out and explore, which is kind of cool. I mean, when you get a book like this, it is definitely promising, because if you like the characters, then you're going to like what's happening to them. And it was exciting, and I liked to get the setup, and there was an alien invasion that had a great twist at the end. But it's basically just a story of these people's lives, like little inserts, and then there's an invasion that all these superpowered people go off to stop, and as I said, there's an awesome twist at the end. So yeah, fun book. Impressed. Now here you go. This is done right. Not like the Bill and Ted. The Bill and Ted was done improperly. Bill and Ted should appeal to our nostalgia, the Generation X nostalgia feelings, while still being attractive to a younger audience. But unfortunately it panders to our grandchildren, not even our children, and it completely ignores us. Underdog, on the other hand, appeals to the nostalgia factor, but it's still fun for both adults and for children, and it really does capture the essence of the cartoon very well. I was impressed with this. I mean, it is a kid's book, so it's not exactly Tolstoy deep, but it does manage to not insult our intelligence, and that's pretty big for a book like this. So, I would recommend you check this out, if of course you know who the Underdog is. Z Nation number 3. I've got to be very honest here. I've only seen the TV show like up to the 2nd or 3rd episode off of Netflix. I never continued off that. I thought it was kind of silly. It didn't grab me yet. I keep wanting to go back, but then I'm just reminded how silly the show is, so I've never watched it. So picking up the comic book, I was thinking, well, this could be fun, it could be funny, or it could be as schlocky as the TV show. And by all means, holy Toledo, and thank the baby Jesus, it is all of that stuff in the best way possible. This is just a cheesy, stupid, and by that I mean good, fun, zombie comic book. Like The Walking Dead, it's more people versus people, and there's even a guy who comes off as Negan-ish in the issue, but holy Toledo, I just had a great time with it. A lot of fun. The 5-star books, the best of the best, for at least this week. These are the ones that are at the top of the heap. The Normals, number 2, starts off with two guys standing face to face, and one of them says, "What do you mean I'm a robot?" The other one says, "Let me show you," and he throws the guy off a cliff. So immediately this story's got you hooked. And then you find out that not only is he a robot, but he's commissioned to, or in line to be decommissioned, because the company didn't realize that they were being made, and they're out there and they're afraid that they're going to do something to the public. The thing is they are actually evolving. It's the Asimov theory that, you know, if they're around humans long enough, they'll start to evolve. They'll become real. This is an emotionally powerful book. I was actually surprised at how much I was drawn into it, and I'm very, very glad I got a chance to read it, and I highly recommend it to anybody. Alrighty, there you go. What did you think? Did you see some books that you are interested in, or did you read some already? Did you agree with us or disagree? Put that in the comments below. Also, I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to the independent comic books, any video, we need the views. We need the minutes watched. So if you like the independent comic book reviews and you want to continue, please share so we can get the numbers on these videos up and make it worthwhile to actually do them. And if you do like this video, once again, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss anything, because I really like reading these independent comic books, and I want this to be a regular thing. I love the numbers on the America videos, but if it means I could get the same numbers by reading good books, then yeah, I would prefer to do that. Thank you very much. So click like, share, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe and that notification bell. Also, head on over to the Patreon page, drop $1 in the till and help us out. We're starting to make some patron-only content as well, and we're going to make it worth your while. And thank you very much to those who already subscribed on Patreon: Jesse Novacek, Sky Rose Bloom, and the Patriot Cat. Thank you very much for helping us out. And to everybody, thank you very, very much for watching.
He's got cool in savoir-faire, in his cape and cowl and his gray underwear. Who is the hero that we like best? Gotta be the Batman, gotta be Adam West.